What's up, guys? Welcome to Parlay Power Hour 4, July 28th, 2021. We got the date changed today. Will Reed's dialed in right now. He's just coming off a big loss in his hockey game, but he scored last night. I locked that in on PointsBet Sportsbook, best sportsbook in America. This is why PointsBet's the best. This is why PointsBet is the best, because you know what? They're offering betting lines on Will's men's league floor hockey game last night. Will, you did score twice, but your team lost. Why was that the case? I heard that you were screwed by the referees. That's what losers say, though.
It was the truth. We only had one referee for our game. Usually it's two. I don't know where our other referees were. I was chirping the referee basically all night because I didn't like his calls. Neither did the other team, but most of the calls were going their way. We were up 4-2 with about a minute left. We let in another goal with 45 seconds left. And then with about 1 second left, there's a ball that, or supposedly 1 second left, a ball across the goal line and gave them the tie game to send it to overtime. I chirped the ref asking him how he could see the ball across the goal line and see the time at the same time. And he just couldn't explain it to me. I was like, exactly. You had no idea. You're just giving them the goal. And he's like, well, I don't know what you want me to do about it. I was like, take away the goal. But he didn't. So and then he also robbed me of my hat trick. I had a goal that went straight in off the back crossbar. If anyone actually knows hockey, they'll know what I'm talking about. Right off the bar that crosses the middle of the net. It went right off the bar and right out. So he never thought it went in, but I clearly did. I was robbed of a hat trick. Pretty upset because I would have taken home the award for MVP in the game, obviously. But it was pretty upsetting. We let in a fluke of a goal too in the overtime. I'm not going to blame my dad, but he didn't see the ball. He was in net for the goal. So it is what it is. We'll return back here for Parlay Power Hour. I'm pumped.
Yeah, I'm just pumped you put the biscuit in the basket last night a little bit, Will. That's what I'm excited about. Okay, so PointsBet, best sports book in the world, but this promo only applies to Michigan. You have like 3 days left to get in on this code NUPMT, KNUPMT, for Detroit. Well, wait. $300 deposit match, first of all. And then you're entered into the VIP Summer Sweepstakes. Detroit Tigers times Miller Lite. I have no Miller Lights down here. You're going to get 4 Detroit Tigers tickets, 4 Miller Lite hats, 4 Miller Lite sweaters, 1 signed baseball. It's a $400 value. It wasn't a $1,000 value if you would have got it a few days ago when the Tigers were good. But they're going to win today. They are going to win today. Make sure you subscribe to the Sports 2.0 Network. I think we're at like 825, so that's pretty damn good. We're going to keep it going today. Grant, the one and only Mitchell, he's approaching 100 wins because he makes 1 million picks a day. I'm going to fight so much with Grant today because he's just pissing me off already. Just looking at him pissing me off. So it's going to be a good show. Grant, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm sorry I'm making you that upset. But I didn't make 1 million picks yesterday. I made 3. I got a lot of pushback from my co-hosts here, and I went 3-0. The Giants beat the Dodgers just like they always do, just like I told you they would. The Padres, you said it was disrespectful to take them on the money line, much less the run line. And guess what? They win by 3.
I never said that. Roll the film. I never said that one.
You said it. You took that.
He didn't say it was disrespectful. He was just siding with the A's in the game.
I don't know.
I never said that.
There was. I think that we might have to check the tape on that one. But
we can check it all you want. We can check it all you want. We'll check it all you want. But here's the thing, Grant. First of all, the Dodgers, I don't know how many times they're going to blow up, how many blow up of the centuries they're going to have. Cody Bellinger tried to freaking hit a fan in the upper deck last night with that throw. That lost the game for him. So don't talk to me about the Dodgers losing to the Giants. The Dodgers should have beat the Giants if they wouldn't have blown up yesterday. Will the Wizardry is 60-51. You got like a goatee going there, man.
Yeah. I shaved the sides. I'm going with my little goatee. It's reminiscent of my dad. Maybe a little bit of Tony Stark in there, but who knows? Yesterday I went 1-2. Let's not forget, Grant, that I did agree with you that the Giants would win yesterday against the Dodgers. So I thought that would happen as well. Tanner, you were wrong once again. But we're gonna have a better day today. 3-0 today, not a 1-2 day.
You know you're 9 games over 500, and I'm 10 games over 500. So
whoop-de-doo.
You can suck it, and you know what? You're a floor hockey losing champion of the losers. Will, that's what you are.
Did you want me to not score yesterday? I could have done that for you.
Then you would have lost by more. You know what?
Yeah, and I could have ruined your record. I just benefited you and put you one more game over 500 than I did.
Okay. Well, all right. We're gonna get into it. Let's get into it before we start hurting people's feelings. The world's getting soft now, so we don't want to offend anyone. But anyways, White Sox -1.5 on the run line. Grant versus the Royals. Grant, this is a no-brainer pick today, I think. Actually, no, because the White Sox kind of suck. They play in the Cupcake Central, so this might not be bad.
Yeah, this game isn't as one-sided as it looks. You know, if you look up the teams, you look at their records, you think, all right, White Sox got in the bag, but they haven't been great lately, whereas the Royals have been playing decently well. I mean, especially for their standards. So far this series, it's split 1-1. The Royals won the first game 4-3. White Sox won the second one 5-3. Before that, the Royals won 3 straight against the Tigers and 2 against the Brewers. So they were on a little bit of a win streak before the loss yesterday. You've got Giolito going up against Bub. How do you pronounce his name? Bubbick. I never remember if it's Bubbick or Bubbich. I don't know.
Well, it
Bubbick.
could be. You know what? It doesn't matter what his name is. White Sox cover today.
Yeah. Well, thank you. You made my pick for me. White Sox cover.
Easy money. All right, we'll go to Will here. Will's got the Marlins on the money line. I should wear my Marlins hat. You know what? Don't count out the O's today. Is it Jorge Lopez on the mound today?
Yeah, it's Lopez on the mound versus Holloway. And the main reason I'm taking this pick is because if you look at Lopez's record, the Orioles just don't win when he's on the mound, and it seems to be because of him. He has 14 decisions on the season, and 12 of them are losses. He's 2-12. He has an ERA at 5.84, which for all the Orioles, it might be one of the best, because usually I think when we're talking about Orioles pitchers, their ERAs are near the high 6s or even in the 7s. Matt Harvey is getting his down with his great play recently, but their ERAs are never really good. But that's the main reason I'm taking it. The Marlins won yesterday as well. I think they won. Let me see it. They won 7-3. It was a pretty good game for them. Wasn't expecting that. They covered the over. I bet on the under yesterday. So I'm going to stay away from the scoring totals in this one, but I'm going to take the Marlins to make it 2 straight versus the Orioles.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Now, these games, like when we look at the White Sox and the Royals and the Marlins and the Orioles, they're pretty irrelevant considering what's on the schedule today. So let's get into some important games. We'll start with the Dodgers money line because I'm fired up. I'm ready to fight. So Dodgers on the money line tonight. You don't even need an explanation for this because Walker Buehler is on the mound. You probably get Grant. This is how you're going to refute this because I know you took the Giants. You're going to say, "Oh, Walker Buehler threw 8 perfect innings, whatever, last time he pitched against the Giants and they lost." I believe. I think the Kenley came in and blew it. I'm imagining because Kenley blows a lot of games. But here's the thing, Grant. Here's the thing. When the Dodgers finally say, we're not going to lose anymore in the 8th inning, they're going to start winning. Tonight's the perfect night for it with Walker Buehler on the mound tonight. Anthony DeSclafani is on the bump for the Giants. He is not a hair on Walker Buehler's ass, if you didn't know that. The Dodgers show up tonight. As long as Cody Bellinger does not throw the ball to the freaking upper deck tonight with the game on the line, they're going to win. Your turn to fight with me, and then I will refute your argument and make you cry. Go.
Yeah, so, I mean, clearly you're not that confident in your pick. If you're telling me why I'm wrong and you can't even talk about why your pick is right, you don't even know what I'm going to say.
Walker Buehler. That's why my pick is – it's because the Dodgers in this series too, in these series between the Dodgers and the Giants win game 1, the Dodgers win game 2, and then the Giants win the rest of them. That changes tonight, but you know what? That path happens with the Dodgers winning tonight.
I don't think it does. The Giants have won 4 out of the last 5 meetings with the Dodgers, and they didn't win the game. Well, that's not fair to say, but the Dodgers didn't blow the game away because of Cody Bellinger's error. It's not like they would have won if he hadn't done that. The game
would have been a 1-1 game if he didn't throw the ball to center field.
It still would have been tied. That's not them.
Well, they would have had.
Game.
They would have had. Okay, Grant. So I know. Were you an athlete? Were you an athlete?
Yeah, I was actually.
D1 right here, baby. All right, here's the thing. All right, you look at the game last night. You look at what Cody Bellinger did. If you've played baseball, Grant, I don't know if you played baseball or not, but you go into your last half inning tied, go into extras. Okay, if we don't score here, we're going to extras. Or you go into your last half inning down 1 and we have to score. There's a different mindset for hitters. If Cody Bellinger now, you know what? If the Giants get an RBI single, drive that run in last night, I'm fine with it. Whatever. Cody Bellinger threw the ball to the upper deck at Dodger Stadium last night.
That's not the point. The point is that you're saying if Cody Bellinger hadn't done that, they would have won, which is just nonsense. There's no proof to back that up. Tyler Rogers was putting them down at the end of the game. The Dodgers wanted no part of him.
You know what, though? Here's the thing. The Dodgers are 3 games back in the division, and they have not. You know what? The Dodgers haven't even said, hey, we want to play baseball yet. They've just been coasting, and they're competing with the Giants. Just wait till it.
Yeah,
just wait. Will, what are your thoughts on this?
They've been ready to turn it on in the next game for a month, according to you, and they still haven't done it.
Well, you know what, Grant? You know what? When we win the division, when they win the National League West, that's fine.
When we win the division. You see that? He's not even a Dodgers fan, Will. I've got him on the ropes.
I'm gonna have to say, Grant, though, you can't say that just because the Giants have won 4 out of 5 against the Dodgers that it's going to continue, because all those games have been either close or something has happened to the Dodgers that has ruined their chances of winning. I mean, yesterday it was that Cody Bellinger throw. I mean, if he doesn't make that throw and they don't score another run there's a good chance that they go into extra innings. Dodgers get the first inning with the extra base runner rule in, and they most likely score because that's usually what happens in the top of that 10th inning.
And
so the Dodgers would have gone into that inning with the lead, and they probably would have come away with the game if Kenley Jansen didn't put another one. He could have, but I don't think he would have. And I think that gives him a good chance, especially with Walker Buehler on the mound tonight.
Thank you, Will. Thank you. I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I wanted to cut you off before Grant had a chance to cut you off and say something stupid. I know the Giants have won 4 out of 5, but keep in mind, what didn't the umps take a win away from Kenley Jansen and the Dodgers last week? And Grant, you said it yourself. That was obvious. Oh, yeah. Okay. You play to win.
You play to win.
Okay, listen.
The game.
Listen, buddy. You don't even have sound coming through on your computer, so that was a stupid move out of you. All right, let's move on here. Will, Blue Jays versus Red Sox money line. We'll go to you here. I love the Red Sox. You're picking the Red Sox. This is game 1 or game 2?
This is game 2 with Hawk. I don't know how you say his name. Hawk. Is it Hawk?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Hawk on the mound. I'm going to stay away from game 1, Garrett Richards versus Robbie Ray. We all know about Garrett Richards on this show. Who knows what he'll be able to do today. But the Red Sox got to Robbie Ray last time, so I think that's too close of a game to call. But for game 2, it's Matz for the Blue Jays, Hawk on the mound for the Red Sox. I think no matter who wins game 1, I think the Red Sox will come out with more firepower in game 2. Matz has been all right this season for the Blue Jays, 8-5, 4.35 ERA. Hawk 0-2, but hasn't had a lot of pitching since coming up from the minors, but he does have a 2.5 ERA. I think he puts in some solid innings tonight for the Red Sox. It'll be a 7-inning game, so he might be able to cover most of the game. He usually goes about 5 innings for the Sox when he has played. So I think he'll be able to cover most of the game in this doubleheader, and I think they come away with the victory.
Yeah, I mean, Hawk was great against, or Hawk, whatever you want to say. He was great against the Yankees last time he pitched. He only went 4 innings because of the rain delay, or 3 innings. I forget what it was. Yankees did end up winning that game. But when you look at him, he is very talented. Steven Matz, I'm not worried about. Go Red Sox. That's what you need to know. Grant, what do you think?
I would love to disagree despite Tanner because he's got the Red Sox hat on. But, you know, they have been playing really well. I hate to say it, but they're just finding ways to win games. So especially the back half of the doubleheader, you know, players are a little tired, and it just comes down to, you know, who's been better, and that's been the Red Sox.
So we got a comment here from Mr. Walker. You guys ever talk about a pick you all like for the show? Well, here's what I would say to that, Mr. Walker. I mean, occasionally we do, but when you look at the slate today, like I could say, you know, I like, let's see here. I mean, we have games we agree on, but again, that's like when, you know, David's playing Goliath. I mean, there's games we don't always agree on. There's games we agree on, but we usually try to go games where we're disagreeing with, give people a little more entertainment. But if we had to pick one game today, guys, that we all agree on and want to be nice about, what would you say that was?
I mean, we just all agreed on this game that the Red Sox will pull through on this one, but
we like my White Sox pick too. I think
that's the White Sox earlier in the show.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a lock of the day, Mr. Walker, go with the Red Sox both games. That's what you need to know. Anyways, yeah, Grant, I said it.
Both games.
I said it, Grant. I said
both
it.
Games.
You know why? G-Money, Garrett Richards on the mound. I'm not picking them, but under 8.5 in game 1. I'm going with the under for Garrett Richards because it's a 7-inning game. I think Garrett Richards pitches well enough to keep this game under. I'm not expecting big things out of G-Money Garrett Richards, but I think he pitches well enough to keep this game under. The Red Sox are explosive, but Robbie Ray's the kind of guy that is not going to allow himself to get beat up twice, unless the Red Sox are just that much of freaking savages. They could be. Honestly, they probably are. But over 7 innings, I like this game staying under because the Red Sox have shown that they heat up late in games. If they start slow, they're going to heat up late. So hopefully, we start slow, low scoring game, and then we win game 2 as well. But Red Sox will win this, just to let you guys know. Anyone disagree here?
What was Robbie Ray's last start against the Sox?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just say bettors beware that the Red Sox could get to Robbie Ray again, and we could see good old-fashioned Garrett Richards on the mound tonight. So I'm not sure, but
I'd love that. I'd love that. But you know what? I got to go with my gut here. As game 7 innings, it's going to stay under 8.5 runs. Yeah. I mean, to think, these teams are very explosive, but the Blue Jays have been pretty inconsistent. I mean, we look at their one great showing in New York. Other than that, they haven't been great. So I would love to say, hey, this game's going to go over, but I got to be realistic. I got to say it stay under. But as far as winning this game, there's no doubt Boston Red Sox, best team in baseball. I love this freaking team so much. Anyways, Grant, we got another argument here. We got Cubs, Reds. Cubs, Reds, money line.
Yeah, you want me to go first on this one?
Yeah, because I went first last time, so that's kind of how this game works.
All right, so third game of the series, it's split 1-1 so far. Reds won the most recent game 7-4. Cubs won the game before that 6-5. You got relatively even pitching matchup on the mound, 3.92 versus 4.3 ERA. But you don't think that makes that too much of a difference. The Reds, I would say, have been better across the whole season, even though both teams have been hanging around 500 for most of the year. I just think that with I don't know if it's fair to call it turmoil, but maybe with the tension in the air in the Cubs locker room, their whole or half of their roster, their starting lineup could be out the door in the next couple days. So I just think it's very tough to go in and steal a series against a formidable opponent when you have that cloud kind of hanging over your head. I know Chris Bryant, especially, he's kind of that heart and soul of that team, and he's been the one whose name's been in the rumors more than anybody. So I think the Reds take this one.
Will, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the first game of the series was pretty exciting with Javier Baez hitting his walk-off and got a little upset at Vladimir Gutierrez. That was pretty entertaining, but then the Reds bounced back in game 2 last night. And I think they take game 3 also. They do. Their pitching matchup is slightly giving them the advantage, but as Grant said, it's not too much of a difference when it comes to ERA. And the Reds have just been the better team. The Cubs, like Grant said, are looking to get rid of basically all their superstars. Chris Bryant is most likely on the way out. I'm intrigued to see where he'll go. He's an MVP caliber player, so any team that he joins will be interesting. But with all that turmoil, as Grant said, I think they'll be clouded by that in this game 3, even though they came off of a pretty exciting game in game 1.
Okay, yeah. So here's my thought. I did take the Reds too. This was a very difficult decision. I think the Reds pulled out late, Grant, but I'm going to refute what you said about the Cubs not wanting to play baseball. This is Cubs Reds. I mean, we almost had a brawl in game 1. The Reds came back last night with Joey Votto. They wanted to win this game. The Cubs players might be getting shipped off, but it's not going to happen until Friday after the series concludes on Thursday. That's the bottom line. Cubs are here to win this game. So I wouldn't rule them out because they're waiting to get traded. These guys won a World Series together. They want to play baseball together. This is going to be the last few times they're going to get to play baseball together. Go Cubs. But the Reds are going to win.
Why was Javi Baez so, amped up? Was there a reason behind that?
Yeah, so that goes back to one of the opening games, like when Amir Garrett, there was that big fight between the Cubs and Amir Garrett earlier in the season. I mean, they just don't like each other. I don't know why he was so fired up in that moment. I didn't see if anything happened earlier in that game, but I mean, maybe Will knows. But earlier in the season, there was a big brawl between Amir Garrett, and nobody likes Amir Garrett just because he's a closer and he's a bad dude. Like, that's the thing. And then Javi Baez came. Javi Baez threw his bat at him nights ago. Like, this the World Series.
Leave the yard. It just kind of I think it just hit the back wall and they won because it was like a double or something like that. But yeah, as if it was a walk-off, 3-run shot. But really, it was just a pop-up that ended up scoring the game-winning run. So I don't know.
That was one of the best bat flips, if you can call it that I've ever seen. He was cranking it up. I thought that was pretty cool.
Then he walked to first base. So if that ball, I think there was one out, obviously, so a sac fly would have got him in. But if the outfield wasn't playing back or it wasn't playing in, that ball would have been caught. It wasn't a pimp job, obviously.
Yeah.
So because it hit off. It didn't hit off the wall. It hit the warning track, but it hung up there so long. Like he was at first base almost before it landed. So, anyways, let's keep going here. Will, you got Braves money line versus the Mets. I got Mets. Okay, so Grant's not taking that. So Grant, you're done here. All right, Will, it's time to fight, baby. Let's go.
Well, I mean, I take this one basically based off of experience in the MLB. Fried is a decent pitcher for the Braves, 7-6, 4.47 ERA, but he's going up against Tyler McGill on the mound for the Mets. He's pitched 30 innings this year, but he is 1-0 with a 2.10 ERA. If you look at their series so far, this will be the fourth and final game of the series, and Atlanta has won 2 of them already. They won 12-5 yesterday. They won 2-0 in Game 1. Their only loss was a 1-0 loss to the Mets in Game 2. So they've been playing pretty solid baseball as of late against the Mets in this series. I think that's going to continue. I mean, the Mets still have the lead here in the NL East. My Nationals are falling way behind. They're trying to get rid of every player, it seems like now. I mean, the Braves are trying to keep up, and then the Phillies are being the Phillies. They're just kind of treading water at the moment, but they get to play against the Nationals this series, so they might get a few extra runs there. But I think the Braves are fired up. They're trying to catch up to the Mets, and they've shown that so far in this series. I think they take Game 4.
All right, Will. So, Will, you're tough to fight with. You're so cute, Will, with that freaking mustache or whatever you call it on there. So it's not like picking on Grant, but you're wrong. Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you, I got a little story for you guys. It's not an entertaining story, but it's a story. All right. So the Mets beat the Blue Jays 3-0 last weekend, right? On Friday night. I went to that game on Saturday, and I walked into Citi Field. First of all, as I said, don't sit in the bleachers at Citi Field. It's an interesting crowd. Don't walk around Citi Field. COVID's destroyed New York City. Anyway, that's not the point. I walked in, and I was looking at the starting lineups for the Toronto Blue Jays, and I looked up at the scoreboard, and I was like, I almost like I pissed my pants, like almost like it's scary when you actually see the lineup that these guys have in person on a scoreboard in front of you. I was like, because I bet the Mets before I even walked in there, and I said, all right, because the Blue Jays had not scored any runs as of late. One of those outings was thanks to Tyler McGill, who went 6 innings the night before, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. But I walked in there, and I was like, I'm scared right now. Like, I am in the presence of freaking murder's row. Like, this team's good. This team's very good. Do they know how to win games? No. But they're good. They're an offensive juggernaut. So I walk in there and I sit down and I look at the Mets. The Mets have like 4 hitters that are good. Okay. Not even good. 4 guys that can actually hit the baseball. That's what I would say. 4 or 5. I mean, especially with Frankie Lindor not being there. So I was like, why did I bet the Mets tonight? And then the Blue Jays proved me wrong. But you know what? Tyler McGill is on the mound. Is Tyler McGill the next Jacob deGrom? Probably not. I think he's 26 years old. He's about 6'7". Throws the ball pretty damn hard, though. He locates his pitches. Tyler McGill has only thrown 30 innings, but Tyler McGill has the ability to keep this Braves offense off balance tonight, and the Mets are able to score enough runs to win. The top of the Mets lineup is very good behind Pete Alonso. It's very good. All right, we got to push across a few runs. I need a phenomenal outing from McGill, and the Mets bullpen needs to hold, but I do like the Mets on the money line at -134 tonight.
I mean, at -134, I think this matchup seems pretty even to me. And going with the Braves at the plus money just seems like the better bet to take in this game, especially with them taking 2 out of 3 in this series so far. And I mean, the Mets haven't really done their part in scoring, which is what you need them to do in this game today. They scored 5 runs yesterday, but they also let up 12. And then in their 1 win, they only scored 1 run. And then in the other game, they got shut out. So I don't know if they can get those runs in today. They're one of the most inconsistent offensive teams that you see. Either you get Pete Alonso 3-run home runs twice in 1 game, or you get 0 runs like they've been scoring recently. So,
I mean, I don't know if you've checked the Braves offense out, but I wouldn't call them the most consistent offense in the world either.
They're not, but they seem to be doing better so far in this series against the Mets.
Just because they scored 15 runs yesterday doesn't mean they're better. Grant, you settle the score here because I don't want to say anything I'm going to regret to Will, and I'm okay saying it to you. So you go ahead.
I'm glad we have that relationship. Listen, there's a reason I didn't pick this game, right? And I get where both of you guys are coming from, but, you know, as a neutral here, I can't settle your score. Like, I am staying away from this. Both teams, they might score 10 runs, they might score 0. They're just like no in between with them. The Mets haven't scored over 5 runs for a week for the past 6 or 7 games. The Braves, you run down their recent performances, 12-0, 2-1, 15-1. Like, you have no clue what you're going to get from either of these teams. So I'm firmly staying away. I'm riding the fence. You guys can hash it out between yourselves.
Well, thanks for absolutely no help, Grant. So
yeah, that's
that
like
didn't help at all. We wanted you to settle our score, and you just came out.
If I was going to settle the score, I would take the under, but that's not even what you're talking about. That would be my bet on this game.
I don't know if I would take the under. I mean, what's the under at? Well, anyways, it's no. Let me check what the under's at. We got Mets here at
7.5. That's pretty low.
I've got it at 8.
I got it at 8. 8. I would take the under on 8. I would take the over on 7.5 because the 8 will win there. But anyways, forget about that. Grant, thanks for nothing. Will, you're the best. All right. Anyways, final thoughts. Grant, the one and only. We'll start with you. 90 and 72 on the year. You will be. How many picks you make? You only made 3 today. Okay, you'll be 90 and 75 tomorrow. Guaranteed.
I'll be 93 and 72, just like I went 3-0 yesterday. Because the Giants don't disappoint. I'm not even a Giants fan. I have no ties to the Bay Area. I've lived in Virginia my entire life, including I still go to college in Virginia. But Tanner just hates everybody that the Dodgers play. And they play the Giants a lot, so I have to defend them. He's shaking his head no, but he knows it's true. Every single time the Dodgers play, the Dodgers are the best team in the baseball, and you have to bet on them. They lose
Best
3
team in
out
the
of 4 to
baseball.
the Giants. It means nothing. They choke the game against the Giants. It's the Giants' fault that the Dodgers choked. Take the Giants tonight, and they will make you money. That's my final thought.
No, that's not going to happen because the odds are with the Dodgers tonight. Anyways, Will the Wizard reads 60 and 51 on the year. Final thoughts for the day of July 20th.
I have no ties to the Bay Area either, but I happen to like that Giants team with all those old heads on it. But I'm not gonna take them tonight. Walker Buehler on the mound for the Dodgers. I have to side with Tanner in that one. Other than that, I'm going 3-0. Yesterday we suffered a tough loss on the ice for hockey. It hurt, but it is what it is. We're going to come back a victor today in our 3 picks, 63 and 51 tomorrow. We'll write it down right now.
Why do you guys keep bringing up Walker Buehler like he's not going against
Walker Buehler's God.
He's going against DeSclafani.
All right, listen, Grant. The pitching
How old is
situation.
DeSclafani these days? I don't know.
Yeah, DeSclafani's been good for one freaking half of one season, okay? Stop talking about Anthony DeSclafani.
He's got a 2.7.
What's Walker Buehler's ERA?
2.2. Not that different.
A 2.7 from a 2.2 is a massive difference, Grant. Just to
You're
let you
talking
know.
about DeSclafani like he's a bum.
I'm not talking about DeSclafani like he's a bum, but we're talking about Walker Buehler like he's the next Clayton Kershaw in LA. Look, LA doesn't have Clayton Kershaw right now. He's got inflammation in his arm. That's going to be Tommy John. I know it's coming. Get ready for it. Number 2, we don't have Trevor Bauer. He's in a legal situation right now. He's never going to play baseball probably again. This isn't law. This isn't a law class. This is just the facts. And then we look at the pitching situation in LA. Who's going to be the next Clayton Kershaw? Who's going to be the next Trevor Bauer? I mean, Trevor Bauer sweeped in and, he's the reigning Cy Young winner. Who's going to be that next reigning Cy Young winner? Walker freaking Buehler, not Anthony DeSclafani. Go Dodgers. They get the win tonight, Grant. I don't want to talk to you, stupid. Walker Buehler, go Dodgers.
Wait. Grant, have you noticed? So it's transitioned throughout show to show, but Tanner refers to 2 teams as we. It's the Red Sox and the Dodgers as if he's on the team.
I know. That's what I was saying earlier.
That's awesome.
He's not even a Dodgers fan.
He's going to we have the best pitcher in baseball.
I don't care if you have a Dodgers jersey. You have a Marlins jersey. You have an Orioles jersey. You got a jersey for everyone in the league.
There it is.
That means nothing. Means nothing. This is a bandwagon in America.
I'm not a fan. All right, listen here. Listen, buddy. Listen. All right. I'm a Red Sox. The city of Boston, best sports fans in the freaking America. Okay, best sports.
Behind Philly.
They're at the bottom of the barrel.
Philly fans suck. Okay,
yeah, they're the worst. You guys come in as a very close second.
New York fans are the worst.
No, I gotta put Philly above New York.
No, Philly's a
different show. This is a different show.
I know, but Grant brought it up, so we might as well keep it going here. Philly's the worst, okay? New York is right up there.
Dallas Cowboys fans, no matter what sport you're talking about, you got to put them in there.
Yeah. Listen, Boston sports fans are the best sports fans in the world. We're champions. We are champions, Grant. And you know what? LA's the best team in baseball right now. And I know everyone thinks they're not, but just wait. They're still the best team in baseball. So you know what? I'm on both. Listen, when I win, they win. When I win, they win because I'm a better and I'm sticking with my teams. That's what
you lost yesterday.
Listen, we're going to bounce back today. We're going to bounce back. The LA is going to bounce back. The Red Sox don't need to bounce back because they're the best freaking team in the American League. Dodgers are the best team in the National League. This will be the World Series rematch, and the Red Sox will win again. That's what you need to know. I just made a proclamation on the Parlay Power Hour. Stop talking, guys. This is my show. Remember that. Parlay Power Hour for July 28, 2021. Make sure you subscribe to the network if you want more content like this, more great content like this. If not, don't subscribe. We don't care. See you soon for another episode of Parlay Power Hour.